Hello everyone, today I'm going to make a Doom tutorial for Linux, how to make your own custom app. This is going to be a quick video. This is not really hard, but there's a lack of Doom mapping tutorials. Most of them are for Windows using Ultimate Doom Builder, which as far as I know does not work on Linux. And in my opinion, Slade, which is Linux native, is really good, and that's what I use, and I really like using it. So to get Slade, I'll just look it up the Slade's on Slade's website, which is this one, slade.mancabus.net. And there's a Windows installer, obviously, and there's not a Linux file, but it's really easy to get this. The first option is to use a Flatpak, which has its own packaging way, and I think Flatpak tries to be like this universal packaging system for Linux, but in my opinion, I think the best way to get Slade is to either get it on your native package manager, like here on Debian and Ubuntu. There's also an older version of Debian and Ubuntu, and you can also compile it. Yeah, here you can compile it. Here it has a step-by-step compiling. Unix compilation might be this one. It tells you all the dependencies, and yeah, then you just run cmake on the somewhere, whatever. Anyways, so on Gentoo Linux, which is what I'm running right now, and on Arch, it's in the package manager. I think Arch, it might be on the AUR. If I look up Slade Arch Linux, it's in the AUR, but on Gentoo it's on the main package manager that I can show you here. You can also just look it up yourself, but I'll do it right here. It's here, Slade, and it's actually a slightly older version, and but it's fine. Anyways, I will also try to update this, but I'm not sure how. I'll figure it out somehow. But let's get to actually using Slade, which is the important part. And I'm not going over just Slade. I'm also going to make a tutorial on how to make songs for Doom on Linux. So when you first open up Slade, there's not going to be a WAD loaded, like a base resource, but it will prompt you to get one. So what you need here is I think it's called a PWAD. No, it's called an iWAD, and it's basically the game itself. You need the Doom.wad or Doom2.wad. You probably know that already, but if you don't, just buy Doom, and it's in the files, and it's this file right here. So to make a map, you click here on this new archive button, and then you just save it to whatever. So I'll just call it tutorial. It already exists. I'm not sure where. So I'll just call it here tutorial.wad, and here it is. This is my WAD file. It does not have any file, unlike doom2.wad, which has all the Doom files. And what you want to do is you want to press on map editor, new map 01, and there's the base archive. Then you just open the map and it will open this window. I have this one right here on the side, but that's because I'm using DWM, which is a tiling window manager. So I'll just put it here and open up this here. So everything is empty here, and you probably want to have a monsters and a player, and this is pretty simple. And Slate is actually very powerful and you can do anything with it. I have my own map, which I'll briefly show it to you just as an example. I'm also not the greatest map builder, but I think that's subjective, and you can do most things with Slate. So let's start with basics. Right here you can save, obviously. Then there's the vertices mode, which lets you manipulate vertices and also make vertices. Like I can click here and create a vertex, which is stupid. You can also, there's also lines mode to manipulate lines, sectors, things mode, which is where you put your player and other things. If you double click it, there's this menu which you can use to change the direction of your thing, or change it to another thing. So you can have player 1 start, which is what you will want on all Doom maps probably. Then there's player 2, player 3 and player 4 for co-op, deathmatch for deathmatch. There's all the keys, all the monsters, ammunition, gore, which is separated in different categories. Teleports, which is a bit tricky to use. I'll probably make a different tutorial, maybe explaining some of these things. I think they deserve their own tutorial. Then there's decorations, lighting. You can just look at this and there's all the Doom things. You can also add your own resources, which will be a different tutorial. And so that's it. That's my player, and I'll just add a room around it. So to add a room, there's this line here on the top that lets you make a line, and so you can build your own custom shape. Let's build something weird like this. It's actually a bad layout, I think, but the point I'm trying to make is that you can pretty easily make your own custom shape. And so I'm mostly on the lines mode because I can edit all these lines and change them like this. I'll just click them and then I right click them and I can drag it. So, same goes for any line. And yeah, that's pretty simple. You can probably figure that out on your own. If you select all the lines and delete them, it will also delete the sector. And yeah, so to actually make a square room, you will want to use this tool right here, which is pretty good. I use it a lot. And so the default settings for this tool is going to be this rectangle, and you just drag and make like a square or a rectangle, and that's it. So I'll run this from. You can also set up to launch a Chocolate Doom or any of these. I have Crispy Doom installed on my system. It's also on the Gentoo repositories, and so you just load the Doom mod and the game executable, press run, and hopefully it works. And so this is my Doom map. I think it's very impressive. I think it's a great map, but you can obviously improve on this. And so with the things I talked about here, which is very simple. I don't think I spoke about the 3D mode, but there's a 3D mode which you can use to change all of these textures and see how they look like. So let's put something like this. Let's put like a tile 6.5 on the top. I think it looks great and not weird at all. So you can also edit sectors with the sectors mode. Again, right click properties. You can also double click and you can change light level. I'll put 100 here. You can also change floor height, ceiling height, and then there's also specials. This is how you can maybe add a light strobe or lights on off randomly. Let's see how this looks. It seems like I'm having an issue with this texture. Some textures will not work as intended, and this is one of them. I really don't know why, so I'll just use Fire Blue, which is my favorite texture, by the way. Yeah, so Fire Blue works. I'm not sure why the light isn't randomly blinking. You know, so some of these things are more complicated than it looks, because I really don't know why it doesn't blink. So I'll just use this one. Maybe the other one is some special one that I have some things I have to do. So yeah, so this one blinks, but not randomly. Yeah, this is really a weird game. So some of this knowledge actually transfers out to other editors. I'm pretty sure that on Ultimate Doom Builder some textures did not work as well. I really have no idea why, but this isn't about textures. This is about actually using the slave and a MIDI, well, composer, I guess, that I will teach you about later. So you can add more rooms. You can easily make a door. Let's make a door here. We will probably want to make doors. So this is a really simple door. This is going to be our door. So to make a door, you go on the lines mode, you right click it, click properties, and you click specials, and it's on the top here. And there's multiple doors and they have weird names. So let's explain these names really easily. So D stands for door and the R stands for repeatable. And so here there's DR, which is door and repeatable. Then there's for the keys, which are also repeatable, and then there's single-use doors, which are these ones. And so repeatable doors, they also close automatically. Yeah, I said this was going to be a quick video, but it's 15 minutes long. So maybe I'm not going to talk about MIDI in this video. So anyways, there's the door. I'll just start the door. It fucking works. No, actually, I have to put the door down. You also have to do this. Well, it's easier to just go into sectors mode, height 0. Here there's also going to be like this missing thing at the bottom. I'm pointing at my computer, but you can see it. So you just go here, it's on the front side, upper front side, and the store is going to be an actual door. So it's going to be big door 2. You can also see the size of the texture right here, and the size actually matches what I have, so I'll use that. I'm not sure what door I selected, so let's see. There's my door. Also, this texture right here, you need to unpeg it. This is a common mistake on noob mappers. I did this mistake a lot. So you select it, you select both lines, these lines, and you just type upper unpegged and maybe lower unpegged. But I think this is actually a lower. It's actually a lower texture. So an upper texture is basically the texture that comes from the ceiling, while a lower texture is a texture that comes from the ground. So let's make an environment where you can actually see this. I'll make a big box. I'll make 2 small boxes here, and I'll fill them up. So this is the floor, and the floor height is going to be 64, and here the ceiling height is going to be 64. And so as you can see here, the back side, no, not that. Then there's exactly there's the upper and lower, and there's also back side and front side. So if you look at the line here, there's like an arrow pointing inwards. This arrow is the front side, and so this side is the back side in this case. So what you want to do is you want to right click this. Actually, I'll select every single one of these, and I'll select backside lower, which is here, lower, and I'll use this texture. So just a random texture. And then the side missing here is also the backside, but the upper texture. Exactly, backside, upper texture, actual. So now if I open this up on here, you can visually see the difference. This is the lower texture, which comes from the ground, and this is the upper texture that comes from the ceiling. I think this is also very easily understandable. And so that's basically the basics of map making. Now you can add more textures, more rooms. You can change the heights like this. You can change everything, you know. I recommend making everything on the map mode and just checking it on the 3D mode and then playing it. So I think this covers everything up. Let's add some gore here, just because it's cool. So this map is it's pretty amazing map. I think it's really a great map, and I'll probably put it up for download on the Doom forums. So anyways, join my Discord server on the description. I might not make the MIDI tutorial today, but yeah, I hope you liked this video. I hope this video was helpful to you, and there's going to be more videos about this, so consider subscribing. Anyway.